185, heading 185, reduce speed 180 knots.
185 on the heading 180 on the Seagulf Air 007.
Speedbird 124, reduce speed 160 knots to 40 me.
Reduce 160 to 4, speed 124.
Hello there guys, Matt here, hope you're all well. Hello there guys, Matt here, hope you're all well. And I was just editing this video and I didn't actually realize how much I ranted in the first like 6 minutes. We were literally just staring at the plane at the gate and I was talking about the feedback and stuff and the support that I'd had from the videos that I posted yesterday and the day before. So if you're the type of person that doesn't want to hear me rant and just wants to watch actual flying, then 6 minutes is where you want to head to. If you want to listen to my rant and hear me thank you all for the support, then just watch the whole thing. But for those people that hate listening to long talks about things that could have been summarized in one sentence, then this little message is for you. So that's all. 6 minutes if you want to skip it. That's all. Enjoy the video. And welcome back to another P3D video. I mean, I have a very difficult time showing gratitude, showing any sort of real emotion. I don't know why. I've always struggled with it. But what is really, really strange is that over the last couple of days, ever since I put out the the video from Liverpool to Malaga, especially from part 1, just the sheer amount of just support isn't even like a strong enough word. I don't know what it is. Like, I have been over the past couple of months. I mean, I know I've had the surgery and everything else. Let me just turn this down a little bit because I really can't hear myself talk. I know I've had surgery and surgery. You kind of go through a honeymoon period and then you kind of crash out the other side, even though you've lost weight and your life is better and stuff like that. And that definitely has happened. Now I'm kind of over all the level of ecstasy even that you get with losing weight and changing your life, and they call it the honeymoon period for a reason, and now it's over. And I'll be honest with you, I have been having a really tough time as a content creator, if you will, as a developer, as a person on the internet, within the flight sim community over the past couple of months. Some of it through a fault of my own, some of it just purely because people hate me, for want of a better word, and they can't stand to see me do anything. It's that simple. So when I made the video, and the comeback video, I was 50% of me was like, Matt, get ready. You're gonna get hate, and you're gonna get a lot of it. And you're going to have to spend some time figuring out everything, moderating things properly and making sure that the people that are being toxic don't, or can't get to you. So, I prepared myself and the complete opposite happened. Like, I can't comprehend it. I actually can't comprehend it. Those videos have been out for 2 days. And bear in mind, these are flight sim videos. The first one's got almost 20,000 views, but it's not the views that's the outstanding part. It's almost got 2,000 likes. I have never had a video get 2,000 likes in, a 24-hour period, ever. It just doesn't happen. 28 dislikes. So, out of 2,000 people, 28 people are disliking the video. And what I can't comprehend, what I can't calculate, is that when I was going through this phase of a lot of people hating me. And I mean, like, vocally just taking a massive dump on me on Twitter, on Facebook, on, you know, all of these news websites. The ratio always seemed to be in the haters' favor. That this always seemed to be a lot more people that really didn't want me around than people that actually did. So I'm just utterly confused, and all really I want to say is thank you. I know I just spent 10 minutes explaining something that could have, actually it's not been 10 minutes, it's been like 2 minutes, explaining something that I could have said in one sentence. But just thank you to every single one of you that have taken the time to watch what I do and to support me, and you know, to not be that person that just posts toxic crap all over my channel and all over everybody else's channel as well. It has given me this like lease of life, not in like a health sense, in almost like a health of the channel sense. I said to you, you know, if the videos got traction, then I would keep making them, and in my head I was like, okay, if we get a couple of 100 likes and maybe like 5k views, that's reasonable considering I've just taken a 9-month break. So you know, the fact that we're basically 4, 5, 6 times that is just blows my mind. It really does. So again, I'll probably never be able to say it enough times, but if you are one of those literal thousands of people that are wishing me well, supporting what I do, then again, just thank you so much. Anyway, here we are back in the sim. It's currently it's in the sim. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but in my house it's almost midnight. I've actually not been very well today. I streamed this afternoon, and then about 6 p.m. I stopped streaming because I just felt deathly unwell. I really nauseous feeling, and I basically wrote the rest of the day off. But then about 9ish, 9:30, I took some medication, and now I feel okay. So I decided I would come and make a video, and this is where this comes into play. This is the Quality Wings 787, and this is the Dash 9. And Dash 9 does not stand for 900, by the way. They're not 787, 800, and 900. It's just 787-8, 787-9. And the Quality Wing 787 has actually been out for a reasonable amount of time in FSX, but they never made it available for prepared until last month or something. And I have to say, for someone that stayed away from it for this long, I'm kind of regretting that I did, because considering their last aircraft was the RJ and the 757, I was expecting it to be lacking in systems, lacking in quality, lacking in depth. It's beautiful. It's none of those things. I mean, of course, it's not study level, but it's in depth enough that you can go from A to B, and it can, you know, it satisfies that sort of level of realism that you kind of come to expect with add-ons. Another thing is the guy that is modeling RA380, a guy called Jacob, is the same guy that did this. And I can't believe it. I didn't even know. It was only after we hired him that I figured out that it was him. And talk about quality control check your developers. But yeah, so the guy, if you like the way this looks, and I mean, look at the externals and the VC as well when we get into it. It's just a work of art. If you want to set the standard for what the A380 is going to look like, then this is where we start. So I'm here on the ground at Heathrow, and I'm going to... What I did was, and this is how I'm basically going to do every single flight, is I go on YouTube, and I look through the comments, and I look for the most upvoted flight request. There was no real upvotes on any of the flights. There was no real likes on any of the requests. But I did spot one that I wanted to do, which was this service, and this is the BA 229 service, 229 from here to Baltimore, over in the States. And it just so happens that Latin VFR, literally only a month or two ago, released the Latin VFR Baltimore scenery for prepared, and I think you can get it for FSX as well. So what a great excuse! What a great excuse! So as I said before, we're in the Dash 9, so 787-9, And actually, what you'll see around us is that there is a hell of a lot of AI traffic. A long time ago, I think back in 2016, I invested in Ultimate Traffic Live. The only problem is stuff like this happens. They would never depart off 09 left in real life, but that's not the point. I just when I was making the Liverpool video yesterday or the day before, whenever it was, I was looking at the AI surrounding, and there was no traffic, and it almost felt like a little bit lonely. So I decided that instead of relying on VATSIM's traffic, I was going to get my own AI. So I've got the Ultimate Traffic Live from Flight 1. And it's not had a schedules update since 2016, which is kind of annoying, but it's good enough. And as you can tell, my performance is... I just can't get over how good my performance is. The frustrating thing is, I actually don't know what I've done to my flight sim. Like, I turned some things off. Like, my config is always below the video, in the video description if you want to try it yourself. But I've disabled some stuff, I've enabled some stuff, I've installed some stuff, and now I have this. And I mean, even at Heathrow, I'm getting 60 FPS. And this is about to get very spicy. So there's a BA 787 rolling on 27 left, and there's a Virgin 787 rolling on 09 right. That's not good. Why is that happening? Why are they trying to take off into each other? Damn. I don't know how to fix that. If this traffic gets too much, then I'm going to have to disable it. There used to be a program for FS 2004 called AI Smooth. And with AI Smooth, you could like make the AI traffic do things so they didn't do stuff like that, but never mind. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling a bit. I took some medication, so I'm a bit like all over the place. So please do forgive me for that. But yeah, anyway, so we're flying BA 229 from here to Baltimore. The flight time, we will find out once we start to plan it. So I guess that's where we should head over right now, to good old PFPX. So I will go to flight, and I will go to flight number and put in BA 229 and EGLL to KBWI, and then random payload. You can see this is Golf Zulu Bravo Kilo Alpha, which is a registration we're flying. It's got the Trent 1000 engines, absolute monsters of an engine. Apparently 203 adults, 4 children, 0 fuel weight, 157 tons. That's very light, so I'm going to randomize that to make it a bit heavier. There you go, 172, that's more like it. Find destination alternates, which it will do now, and from that we can find the route. Let's see which route it gives us. Alright, so it's out through a place called Umlaut, which means they'll probably be departing from 09s. Oh no, 27s even, my bad. So 27 right, Umlaut, then up towards Manchester, across the top of Liverpool, over the top of Dublin, out in towards the Atlantic, and then we will come in over Newfoundland, Moncton that way, and then right over the top of Boston, north of New York, and then straight down into Baltimore. So it's saying it's going to take us 7 hours 15 minutes, which is perfect, because as soon as I take this off, I'm going to bed, and then I'll wake up at about 7 a.m. UK time, and I will land the aircraft. ETOP scenario. Oh, right, okay. What I need to do is go back to General and change the fuel policy to ICAO. There we go. All right, ETOP setup. So it's ETOPS 180, and we'll use Shannon and St. John's. That should be enough. Perfect. Compute the flight. Release the flight. And then once we've done that, I can print the PDF, export some stuff, and then we can get underway. So there's a PDF printed. Export the flight plan to ActiveSky so I can load it in. And then we need to head across to the streaming computer, the gaming computer. And we need to get Project Fly on the move. So here's Project Fly. Heathrow. Baltimore. BWI. There it is. Speedbird 229 goes out of 1500 Zulu. Perfect. 787 -8. Actually, I don't know if it's a -8 or a -9. I'm hoping that it's a -9. Is this where... Oh dear. Do BA not operate -9s? British Airways 787-9. Please tell me they operate 9s. I'm going to cry if they don't. Oh, they operate both. Okay, that's good. Well, apparently this was operated on an 8, but we'll just take the 9. I can't be bothered to reset everything back up. Okay, so this is all set. It's a scheduled flight, IFR, and British Airways. We'll find the 787 in the list. There it is, Kilo Alpha. And I'm going to do this offline, so I'll do that. As far as the dispatching goes, we can grab the flight plan from PFPX. Copy that. And then paste that in there. And then we can hit fly now. And that will be us now on the map somewhere when it refreshes. And you'll see us parked on Terminal 5. There's someone else here. Speedbird 490 uniforms going to Gibraltar. And there's a Speedbird on Terminal 2 heading to, I think that's Johannesburg. There you go. That's us there. Speedbird 22 Bravo is the call sign. That's what we need to know. 22 Bravo. Okay, perfect. So I'll minimize this. Load the weather into Active Sky. That's all done. And then we will start the process of loading her up and getting her out of here. I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit. Alright, so welcome to the cockpit of the 787, the flight deck, shall I say, non-PC these days. Turn some lights on so we can see what's going on. Overhead panel lights, MCP lights, all that stuff. Should I turn that down? We'll put some floodlights on for the panel. I'll turn the storm light back off now. You can see which lights you're missing, which will be those. Turn them on a little bit. And down here as well. Alright, that's perfect. I'll turn the storm light back on for now, just so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, so first things first, we go across to the performance tab. Oh, sorry, not the performance tab, the dispatch tab on the EFB. And we're going to set some weights. So the zero fuel weight for us today is 173 tons. There's no fuel in at the moment, so what we can do is we can fill up the passengers. You can scroll the wheel if you want, or just drag it. It's a bit awkward, but whatever. So we'll fill up on passengers, and we want the empty weight, sorry, the total weight even, to add up to 173. So we'll put some cargo in the middle. And we'll put some in the back as well. This is basically full. Wow, it really is. Yep, 172. We're not going to get any more than that. There must be a discrepancy with the weights. We're going to take 47 tons of fuel. So, full left tanks and full right tanks. And then about 15 tons in the middle. Come on. That'll do. Alright, so we're going to set the payload. Click it a few times. Set the fuel tanks. Go back to the menu. The next thing we're going to be doing is the performance stuff once we've programmed the route in. So, there's the engine, Trent 1000. Beautiful looking engine. Back of the wing. other wing, but you can't see it because there's a massive jet bridge in the way. And you can see all of the other AI. There's a 747 just doing a 180 on the taxiway. Very nice. All right, so let's go down to the FMCs. And we can go to the ident page and then pause in it. And we will type in Heathrow, like so. And we're on stand 537. Put that in or not because it won't take it, so never mind. So we'll just clear that out. And we're going Heathrow to KBWI. And we are Speedbird 22 Bravo, which is the flight number. And we're going to blast off 27 right. Okay, so I have the route. So 27 right is Umlaut departure. Umlaut 1 Foxtrot. And then from Umlaut, we're going the Tango 418. And that's to Welling. I didn't want to do that. Let's just pretend we never did that. To Welling. And then the UN 57 to Trent. UL 28 to the most mispronounced waypoint in probably Europe. Pennell, not penile, or whatever other concoction people come up with. Mike 144 to Bagso, Bravo Alpha Golf Sierra Oscar. And then direct Venner, which is Victor Echo November Echo Romeo. And then from there we are on the NAT track. So normally I wouldn't show you programming the entire route, but I get a lot of questions even on my old videos about how you program NAT tracks. And it's really simple. So right now the flight plan has this in it. So it has 55N020W. That's what PFPX gives you, right? Now if I were to put that in here, it wouldn't work. And then people start to panic and they go, how do I get across the pond? I can't because I can't put this in. And it's actually really simple to put in. All you do is, this is not, okay, it is a Latin along. There is a Latin along behind it, like every fix. But this is actually a fix in itself. It is a name, it's got a name, and it's in the AirAct database. And all you do is, for this anyway, for this example, when it says something something N, something 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 W, then you omit the first character, well, you omit the N and the first character of the number, the side of the N to the right of the N, and then replace the W with the N. Does that make sense? Probably not. Let me just show you. So instead, it becomes 5520N. And then you put that in as an actual waypoint. So from there, it's 5530N. And then from there, it's 5440N. Now, these will change depending on the NAT track and the routing and stuff like that. So don't try and copy what I do. Unless you're going to fly this flight using the flight plan that I leave behind, you're more than welcome. That's why I leave them, by the way, just in case you fancy doing it from a real flight plan. So next is 5250. And then after that, it's direct to a place called Tudep, which is the other side of the pond. So from Tudep, we are taking the airway November 398 Alpha. And that goes to Tops, which is almost, oh, it's Massachusetts way, basically. Tops, and then from Tops, it's direct to Kennebunk, which is the VOR over or near JFK, ENE. And then from there, it is direct to Judd's, which is also Kennedy Airspace. And then from Judd's, it's direct Grecki, which again is Kennedy Airspace. And Juliet 75, which is the airway that runs kind of north, east, southwest past Kennedy. Juliet 75. And that's to Charlie Mike Kilo. And then direct Mike X-Ray Echo. Victor 378. Then Nuggy, November Uniform Golf Golf Yankee. And then the arrival, which is the Trish 3 into Baltimore. So we'll activate that, we'll execute that. We'll look on the legs page, we'll just make sure everything is fine. There's 2 well-ins here, I don't know why, but we'll just close that gap. And then from that, we can leave the arrival out. We'll program that in when we get a bit further down towards Baltimore, because it's like a 7-hour flight, so the runway and the winds and everything can change. We'll go to the init ref page, and then we will head over here, and we will make sure, actually I already know the figures, so we'll just make sure that we've got the reserve in, which is FMS reserve fuel for us today is 5. That's 5 tons. The cruise altitude initially is flight level 360, and there is some step climbs. We will eventually end up at flight level 400. And the cost index 90. Alright, so that's a pre-flight complete. Now what I need to do is do the takeoff performance. So takeoff performance, you come over here, you press copy FMC data, which will get everything in for you. We're going to use flat 15. Thrust rating is going to be optimum. Condition is dry today. That's all the weather. Let me just check the weather. Pressure is 1013, just in case active sky is being a spicer. And it is, because the weather, the pressure setting is not 1013, it's 1022. And I forgot to do the, damn, I'm an idiot. I forgot to do the QNH, that's why it's giving us wrong readings for that. So if I press copy FMC data again, it should update, yeah, 1022, perfect. There's our takeoff weight, 220 tons, and then we just press 15 again. Everything is set. We press calculate, and then once we're happy with that, which I am, V2 is 159, pretty heavy. We'll send the output to the FMS. You hear a nice beep, you can go over to the FMS, and then you can accept that just there. And then we can go to thrust limit, and we can put a nice D rate in. I think today we're going to use 40 degrees, which will get us off quite nicely. And that can be back on the takeoff page. Alright, auto brake RTO. 159 is what we're going to bug in the MCP. So let me just scroll to that. 159. I'm going to change the bank limiter to the max it will go. And then I'm going to put the heading to 270 for the runway. And the altitude to 6,000 feet, which is the initial climb. Alright, flight director on the left, flight director on the right, and then auto throttle can be armed, LNAV, VNAV. Although you can't see that right now, it will come on. There you go, there was a small delay. Alright, let's zoom in. This is cool. Now, if I had the right AFCAD selected for this, then you would see the ground chart for where we're at. When we get to Baltimore, it actually does work, but for some reason for Heathrow it doesn't, so sorry. But this is the ground chart that the 787 comes with. The A380 has one as well, and so there's the A350, and it's very useful for taxiing if it gives you the right information, but we don't have that today. So what I'll do is I'll set the screen up for departure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on traffic, and I'm going to turn on weather. Actually, no, I'm not yet, because I'll end up frying everybody. But traffic is on. I will click on the menu here. I'm going to select VSD, which is the something vertical something something. It's this thing here. It shows you your vertical path. I'm going to make sure traffic is on and data. The VOR needles can come on. And then on the right, we're going to do the same. So we'll reduce the range. We can put the VSD on. I'm going to put terrain on the right. It's just a terrain data. There's no radar involved, so you're not going to be melted anyone at the gate. And then we can exit out of that. Alright, on the left, we can throw the checklist up, which is a pre-flight, so oxygen. Flight instruments are all set. And you hear the captain making an announcement.
We're just finishing up our last minute paperwork, and once we've done that, we'll push back.
Alright, so we'll turn the fuel pumps on, and the packs can go to auto. We've got fuel in the center, so they can go on as well. And we are going to turn on the APU. Make sure the IRSs are actually turned on, even though they're already aligned. Doesn't make sense, but whatever. I'm going to turn the power off on the EFB because I don't need it. And everything else here is fine. We'll lock the cockpit door now. Make sure GSX is okay. Does it want us to do anything? No, push back in departure. We want to go nose left, tail right. We can close the cargo doors and the left-hand doors. We'll remove the jetway. Make up as a pushback tug. And we will throw the seatbelt signs on. The APU should be running by now.
Good day, sir. Just waiting for some APU.
Yep, it is. So we can get rid of the external power, like so. The parking brake is already on, so that's fine. And we can put the beacon light on. Alright, so the before start checklist, passenger signs are on, MCP set, takeoff set, or takeoff speeds are set, CG pre-flight's complete, taxi takeoff briefing, we can pretend we've done, and I will put that back to the ND. Alright, we're ready to push, so parking brake release, and back we go. Huge Trent 1000 engines. Alright.
Ground to flight deck.
Hello.
Go ahead from cockpit.
Cleared to start engines.
Good. Now, let me just take a drink of water.
Start both engines.
One of the good things about 787 is that it actually has enough bleed pressure through the APU to be able to start both engines at the same time. Wow, look at that 747 there. That's beautiful. And to start the engines, it's just like the 777. You just flip the start switch to start, and then you hear the packs go off because they're on auto. The N2 starts to rise, just throw the fuel in. And you can hear the sounds of the Trent 1000s start to spool up. They have such a lovely bassy undertone to them. It's a fantastic engine. I don't know why that plane is silver, but whatever. British Airways coming into the ramp. That's engine 2 started. We could start engine 1. We could have done it at the same time, but I didn't feel like doing that. You know, the engines start from the inside in the cockpit. Sounds really nice. Look at this guy. Stopped.
Push now complete. Set parking brake.
Alright, parking brake set. And while that's happening, I'm going to just start setting the trim to 5.5 because the trim wheel for some reason takes forever. I don't know why, but it does. We're currently at 4.25, so 4.5, 4.75, still not there yet. There's 5. Okay, another 0.25 to go. Perfect. 5.5.
Unlocking the gear. Turn disconnected and clear. Bypass pins.
Okay. So we can turn the APU off now because the engines are both started. We're going to go flat 15, so you need to look here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 notches. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see the slats come down. And if we look behind the wing, you can see the actual flaps come down. With that, we can do a flight control check. So full left, full right, and then all the way back. Over the pedals. And all the way forwards. And then the rudder,
Left is clear.
which the way to see it is we can go to the system page and then click on the flight control page, and you can see when I move the rudder, full left, full right, and that's everything good. Alright, back to the checklist. So anti-ice not required, recall is checked, emergency lights and TCAS. So if you see that on the quality wings, just recycle them, or recycle the emergency lights. It's a bug with it. And the TCAS, we can turn that on now actually. Set it all the way to TARA, I don't really care. Recall is now checked again, just to make sure. Perfect. Flight controls are checked. Ground equipment is about to be clear, so that's the checklist done. And then there's a before takeoff checklist should we need it, but we won't need it until we're close to the runway. Now, I don't know if we're supposed to arm the speed brakes for takeoff in the 787. I heard it on the grapevine that you do, but I'm not convinced, so I'm just going to keep it disarmed for now. It doesn't come up with any warnings if you don't arm it. Maybe it's just like a procedure. Right, taxi light on, and we can release the brakes and get underway. Brakes released. Bit of power. Listen to these engines out as it spools. Like that little whine there is just so nice. Okay, so we've got to go. This is taxiway Bravo, and we're going to go all the way to the end. And then we'll take second right turn, which will take us onto taxiway Alpha. And then that will be all the way up to 27 right. It'll be a full length departure. I'm genuinely still in disbelief about like the level of support. I can't get over it. I don't know why. Like, I don't understand. And I probably just sound like some whiny bitch, like first world problems, but like, I don't know if you've ever been in a scenario where you feel like you are genuinely hated. It sticks in your head, and then when something happens which is, you know, is the opposite of what you thought, like, it just changes everything. Like, I had a conversation about 2 weeks ago with a friend of mine, and I was like, I think, because in May of this year gone, May just gone of this year, it was 6 years since I started streaming, and like, I'm under no illusion that you can't be a streamer forever, you can't be a YouTuber forever, and that's really why I've started to do all of these, you know, these development projects, because I'm thinking, you know, I want to be around for the long term, and it's not about making money. I mean, of course, everyone needs to pay bills, but it's about just improving the overall community and the overall level of detail in add-ons that is available. And so I was having this conversation with a friend, and I said, I genuinely think I'm going to quit. Like, I was ready. I even told my dad. I was like, I think I'm done. because it seems that whatever I did was never good enough. And it sounds like I'm after some sort of pity story. I'm not. I'm just telling you how it is. Like, it all started back with PTA. I think PTA was like the real issue. You know, a piece of software that was free. I then pay, you know, a substantial amount of money. And I didn't have that sort of money to throw away. So in order to recuperate it, I decided to sell it. And of course, that made me like the Hitler of flight sim. And then after that was the MTEX thing where they, you know, they basically took the PTA code and made their own shader program out of it. And then, you know, business is business, but they did that and then undercut everything we were doing. It didn't hurt the business, like, it's not the point, but I tried to defend my own product, and then I get slated for that. And then everything, even with Project Fly, I mean, Project Fly now is a desktop app. That has taken hundreds and hundreds of man hours amongst a team of 7 volunteers. And yet, I'm being accused of unfinished products and, you know, being lazy and just being a greedy bastard. And, you know, it gets to you. It really does. This is almost like therapy now. I feel like I'm talking to my therapist. But it gets to you because you just think, well, at this point in time, like, what can I do that will make this better? But the answer is you can't. You can't do anything. Because when someone has got it in their head that they hate you, like, all they're interested in is making sure you go. You could give them $1 million and they'd still hate you. They'd take the money, but they'd still hate you. So, you know, whatever. I'll probably just cut this out. Rant over. Like, all you ever do is try your best. And that's all everybody really does. There are some sketchy people in the flight sim community. There are some sketchy developers. There are some sketchy individuals in general. There are some sketchy streamers. There are some sketchy YouTubers. But those people aside, there are still a core group of people that just want flight sim to be better. And I know that sounds very, like, Trump-esque. That was a grease of that landing. Bloody hell. But it's true. I see it every day. People trying to innovate. I hope this guy lines up. He's not going to, is he? He's going to cause me some massive problems if he doesn't move. I'm going to go this way. It's a Virgin 787. I went on the 787 to Flight Sim Expo. And it was phenomenal. Like, that plane. I've been on 2 787s. Oh, sorry, 3 787s now. 2 American 787s and a Virgin 787. And they're just fantastic aircraft. They're quiet. They're smooth. They're just a pleasure. They're just an absolute pleasure to... Oh, of course he lines up now, doesn't he? Arsehole. Alright, so before takeoff checklist was completed, we can go back to the navigation display now. How close is he? Pretty close. Is this guy took off? Where is he? Oh, he's on the runway. Okay. By the way, that brake screeching noise is A2A's AccuFeel that they just released for version 4 of P3D, if you're wondering. Very, very good. I used to use it in FSX, but they never made it compatible with P3D until now. There's an all-nipple 777. BA behind him. Saudi over there. KLM. Swiss. Alitalia. Beautiful. I just realised I still have the storm light on. Cabin crew, seats for departure. This is 7-4 as well. Is this guy took off? I reckon we could get out before him. But I'll wait. Or maybe I won't. No, I'll definitely wait. That's a bit too close even for my liking. What's just got airborne? It's a BA 777 300 ER. I could just plane spot here all day. Watch the AI traffic just fly around. Come on, spit 747. Alright. Strobe light on. Look at that. Damn, he smashed that. Alright, let's go. Landing lights on. I'm going to keep it rolling as well as long as he's vacated. The good thing about this, the clock is automatic. Why is it shining? Get off the runway. Alright, here we go. Baltimore inbound. Look at that.
What's it?
82% N1. Sorry, 82% EPA, my bad. Way past 80 knots. There's a 747. See that wing flex. Rotate. Pause the rate, tap the brakes, and gear up. Beautiful. That is a very steep climb. It's insane. Look at that for a view. Climb power. Stick the autopilot in. I just want to watch out the window. Tell you what, we climbed that very, very, very quickly. Alright, so we're going to go to flight level 360 first. So we'll reset the MCP. We'll go flat 5. Oh, look at FSFX doing their stuff. Clear the restrictions all the way up to 360. Oops. Flat 1. We'll go flap up now. Standard pressure. Oh, actually, speaking of standard pressure, I forgot to put the transition altitude in. My bad. Back to VNAV. VNAV climb. Standard pressure set once, twice, 3 times. We can get rid of the taxi light and also the nose light landing. Nose landing light, even. There's some epic looking scenery. Stuff like that pisses me off, like it's just a random texture bug. There's Heathrow in the background. Almost at 10k, so all the lights can come off. And there we go, on our way to Baltimore. So I'm going to split this into 2 parts, like I did with the EasyJet video. I think most of the full flight videos are probably better off in 2 parts because it's easier to edit, and it actually takes less time because rendering like a 2-hour video is quite a hefty task, and uploading it is going to take decades because a 2-hour video at 1440p is probably about 20 gig, 25 gig, something like that, and I only have 20 meg upload speed, so it takes long enough as it is. Let's just run through the after takeoff checklist, which is already done, and then that's the descent checklist next, so that's fine. So yeah, this is the end of part 1. Again, thank you so much for the support. I'm crap at showing it, but I really do appreciate it. You know, the only real way I can show it is to just keep making videos. And if you have any suggestions of what you'd want to see, if you want me to do something specific, then by all means suggest it. And if people that are scrolling through the comments or specifically want to go look for this, be my guest. If you find something you like, click the little like icon next to it, and it will push it to the top. And then the one with the most likes is basically what I'll do next. So yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed part 1 in the 787, first time it's ever been on my channel, and I'm gonna feature this in definitely some more videos. I just hope that they improve it a little bit. Just, you know, add a few things, update a few things, but even now it's perfectly flyable. So yeah, thanks for watching, thank you for the support. I'll be back in part 2 to talk you through the rest of the flight and the arrival into Baltimore. Alright, until next time, take care, and I'll speak with you soon. Bye bye now.